Who's the big one?
I don't know.
Is that you because you're tallest, I guess? Okay.
I mean, I think I'm the big one on pretty much all counts, but
there's a big one?
I don't know about all counts.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Good Lord. What a way to start it.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you guys up to?
You know, hanging out in Kansas City.
Man, that sounds fun.
Yeah, my nice hotel room.
Sounds like a great place to wind up with a homemade knife in your back.
It's messed up.
What are you guys doing?
I told you.
Gordy, what are you doing?
Chilling, doing a podcast.
We had a guest, but we lost him, I think.
I'm surprised you're not driving your car.
I just got back from that.
Oh, nice.
Did.
How'd that go? Good?
Pretty splendid, yeah.
Good.
I still haven't got wide open throttle, but in all honesty, I don't think I need it.
that good then.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's messed up.
You got to get used to 80% throttle before you go 100. So
it is hardcore. Yeah. I thought I was getting after it and never even seen the shift light come on.
Really?
Yeah.
Shoo.
Did you have to push the fair lane out of the way to get the car out? No, because it's on the other side of the shop and it runs fine. Shush it.
I mean, it runs fine.
Yeah. Before we get into all that, do we have our guest backstage?
We do not have our guest backstage. We have lost our guest. I'm hoping we get him back at some point.
Well, at some point.
I will let you know the minute he comes back on.
Okay.
But Devin, I did bring up a linkage part to John for about 3 seconds, and then we both started talking about something else. So, yeah. Hey, our guest popped back.
Our guest popped back up.
Right.
It's funny that Aaron says race car friends, because our next guest, I'm going to go ahead and share a video before we get into this. Our guest for tonight is
none other than
the race car friend himself.
None other than the person who so let's bring him on here.
Who
Mike
does
Narks.
Fellas, sorry about that. Something like my computer refreshed and then completely restarted. Like,
we just figured you were going to clean your garage. That's what we thought was going to happen.
I was cleaning my shorts. I was like, what is happening?
So Narks is going to hang out with us tonight and talk to us a little bit about the circuit. You guys obviously know he's from Drag Drive Repeat, an actual legitimate podcast. And we just kind of piece things together as we go.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here, guys. Thank you for having me. And we're going to have some fun. It's a good time. Cup full of water, and we're going to have a good time.
Yep.
I think we all brought a cup full of water tonight.
Yeah.
I'm
the odd man out tonight. So,
well, you're on location, so
yeah.
I don't think Doherty has a drink either. Doherty, do you have a drink? Excellent.
What kind of stupid question was that?
He asked the dumbest stuff.
Golly. Like Mike said, do better. Do better.
Do better.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all right.
Lots going on. What are we talking about?
Okay, so I'm going to start the show off by doing the Doherty Go Get a Beer segment.
He's got a freshie.
Go get another one. Hot Rod Central Cruise is coming up. They are going to Lugnuts Bar and Grill in Columbus, Kansas. This would make a good reliability run for your car before you head out to the circuit. I know the owners of Lugnuts. It's a really cool place. You got the balcony overlooking the bar. You've got the outdoor area. Really cool place to go. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of cool cars heading out that way. Help out Hot Rod Central. Help out Lug Nuts. Go see those guys.
What's the weather supposed to be like? You checked?
I have not checked the weather.
Yeah.
Feel free to check the weather while I'm going through all of my
You for sure didn't put a date on there. When was that?
March 22nd. Sorry.
That's coming up, man. That's next weekend.
That's this Saturday, this coming Saturday.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got some
That,
comments.
that looks like a fun drive too. I mean, like lots. I'm sure they cruise around a little bit. 400, 160. Isn't 160 where Big Brutus is at?
Yes, it is.
Previous route stop of the circuit.
Big
Wow,
Brutus is a fun place.
I said Big Brutus and it popped up on my Google Maps. Oh, wow.
They're not listening to you. Your phone is not listening to you, okay? Like they're perfectly safe. You can keep those things around with you, whatever you do.
Yeah. Wow, that was scary.
Perfectly safe.
Yeah. Turbos.
Stoney's checking in.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. So that leads us into absolutely nothing of any consequence. I'm joking. What's you guys' feelings on the No Time Kings thing that is coming up?
Man. I feel like we're skipping out on
$40,000.
some important stuff right now.
What are we skipping out on?
We haven't talked about your inability to read a tape measure. We haven't talked
Oh my
about.
God. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's talk about car updates. That's what you guys typically start the show with, like, what have you been doing this week?
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
right after it, man.
I tried to avoid it.
Listen, Doherty took his car to the dyno. Went to. Can I say? Is that a secret? It's not a secret, right? Where
No,
you went?
I did that. Yeah.
Doherty took his car to Tune by JP.
For
There we
sure.
go.
I got this fancy sticker.
I think everybody wants to hear about that. That's a cool deal.
And a cool video from Tuned by JP on their apparently fresh YouTube channel.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. It's a totally different car now.
Yeah.
Like drivability is on point.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, they're wizards down there, man.
Yeah, big time. The car just fires right up, drives real good. Found out when we were done that I didn't have wide open throttle. It's like part throttle, and I don't even need it. Like I'm just good.
turns out.
Turns out you just thought it was fast.
Yeah.
So you will say that the Holley throttle body Dominator setup that you have now is a touch better than the carburetor that was on it?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's night and day.
Yeah.
And no asphyxiation going down the road.
Dude, that's a bonus.
I've been driving around all afternoon. I don't even smell it.
Oh, that's crazy.
I usually can't stand to be in the same room with myself when I get out of the car.
Your wife's not going to believe you now when you're like, I'm going to go drive the car.
Yeah.
She's like, where were you at?
Yeah. Where were you really? It's not going to make your throat hurt, Bo.
Finally.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Asphyxiation and throat hurts? What?
It's about to get into a weird topic right now.
Perfect.
We got loose way too early on this show.
So no, hold on. So John took his car to the dyno. If everybody didn't know, he went from a carburetor to the Holley fuel injection stuff. It's way better.
Terminator that.
We haven't made the plan was for me to take the wagon to the circuit. That's not going to happen now. Things just didn't work out. So
What didn't work out?
instead of me, several things.
Hard to get the paint done.
Paint. Nah, I don't need
No,
paint.
that's all done.
Things didn't work out. Not going to have it together in time to go to the circuit. So instead of crying and showing up in my truck and not participating, John actually had a good idea.
You don't have to say it like that.
No, it's a great idea.
It's a great idea.
I'm giving you credit.
I have all kinds of good ideas.
That little Fairlane behind you, it was going to
Yeah.
go anyway. Now I'm going to go drag race that deal during the circuit and let Fro drive me around the rest of the
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I was going to sit in the back the entire time, just letting you know.
Absolutely.
So anybody got any guesses? Because we went ahead and made a draggy pass.
With the Fairlane, yeah.
So current form with the Edelbrock, is it a 500?
It's a 600.
Edelbrock 600.
Mm.
I don't know.
Edelbrock 600 on a 302 with an alphabet cam.
Yeah.
And an AOD with 273 gears.
Yeah.
Okay, before you guys go any further,
We're gonna let you guys stew on this and make your guesses on
go
time.
ahead, yeah, make your guesses. That's awesome. I'm glad they're doing that.
Yeah.
Before you guys, before you two say anything else, I want to say that ought to be a boring trip for me. I said I'll be making these 16-second passes, and Fro looks at me and goes, "Bo, car makes a little bit more power than you think. You're going to be running 1350s."
We lost Narks again.
Yeah, he'll come back. And I was like, "You think so?" Because I've owned a bunch of stock Mustangs with alphabet cams, and none of them have ran 1350s without nitrous, at least, you know. And, so I think Fro was humbled, and there was a lot of factors. The main factor is 270 gears, 273s or whatever.
We lost Narks for a minute, and now he's back.
So
Narks,
anyway,
what's your guess? You've had time to think about this.
That's where I was going. I was going to Google to type in what the car should run, and it said 1 minute and 4 seconds.
That's been the closest guess so far.
Yeah. Hey, listen. I'm probably realistically in a 18.7.
Okay, actually, right now, Aaron Roberts. Aaron's pretty close.
Aaron's pretty close.
Aaron,
now, before we go into it, I decided that I've got a spare 8.8 laying around the garage.
Dude,
and I decided that I was going to put this spare 8.8 in the car because I have measured it and it will fit. I know it will fit. So I'm just going to go ahead and go headlong into this and pull the rear end out and measure everything for the spring perches.
It's all bonus. 373s, 31 spline axles, got a posi, you know, or whatever.
Yeah. The limited slip, yeah.
Limited slip. Good. Well, way better than what you got.
Yep.
So as the car sits now, the tires rub when I go around a corner. Like it's tight.
Toy.
Turns out that I either don't know how to work a tape measure or my measurements were completely incorrect that I had. Because after getting the 8-inch out of the back of the Fairlane, I found out immediately that the 8.8 is definitely not going to fit.
Dang it.
Literally had it completely out of the car. Brake lines are disconnected. The whole rear end's out, and he's getting ready to slide the other one in. And I looked down and I said, "Oh, so the new one's just a tickle longer than the old one, huh?" And he said, "No, it's shorter." Huh. Must be an optical illusion. It sure looks longer.
Yeah. Turns out I may not be able to judge length.
No, Stoney, Fro's car's still going. He put the stock rear end back in.
I did. I did. Found a couple problems while I was in there, so it actually turned out to be a positive.
Yeah.
And yes,
That'll
Aaron
work.
Roberts, you are on the same page as me.
But
And if
Fro-
anybody has an 8-inch center section with like a 370 gear,
yeah, that'd be cool.
drop me a line. I'll throw that deal in there while it's over here.
What's spline axles in there? 25s, 23, and the 8-inch.
I think it's just a square bore. I think it's like a socket extension.
Yep,
I don't,
those two.
I don't know that there's so much splines. It's going to be slow. So Aaron Roberts was the closest. The car ran a 16.8.
Hey, that's not bad as a good baseline. Here's the thing. Here's what's going to happen. Same thing happens every time. It's probably good you didn't put that in because then it just becomes more race car. Oh, man, we put a better rear end in it. Now it can handle more power. Now it does better burnouts. Now it blah, 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 blah. And like now suddenly you have a turbo LS in it and it makes 500.
Well, I'm going to say this. It's still getting a different carburetor and a nitrous kit on what he's got now. That's happening.
It is.
Hey, on the highway, that thing's going to be a killer.
Yeah, that's what I told him. We're not putting. It's got those little 190. What size tires? 195.
195, 65, 15s.
That's what it's got on.
Yes.
We're not going to try to hit the nitrous out of the hole. I'm going to roll it out about 100 feet, and I'm going to hit the 50 shot, and just for fun. Mainly, I'm doing it so I can have a purge kit and act like the first time. Every time people see a purge, like, oh, it's going to do something cool, and then if not, it's going to be funny.
Yeah. We talked about just putting the purge on and being done with it.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be more fun, to be honest. Just when we come creeping through the parking lot and it's just big purge. Yeah. I'm in.
So yes, the Fairlane will be there. It is not complete. It is not done, but it will make an appearance.
The Fairlane is still under construction. It still needs work.
Yeah. And the going story I've heard is if you get close enough to point out the faults, I can legally punch you in the nose.
Nuts.
Sorry, I thought it was nose. I misunderstood that.
We're on nuts. With allergy season here, I'm not trying to mess anybody's nose. Straight for nuts.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Oh, but so we're gonna make the circuit. I will be driving Miss Daisy. Bo will be making passes in the really, really slow lane. And
there'll be slower cars.
And Doherty's still not going to be able to achieve full throttle at that point.
So
I got a parts ordered.
Yeah, I'll say, Doherty, this is important. Like
I'm ordering some
one in a big block. We need this like repeat deal here, and I think you're gonna have some competition, so it's gonna be great.
It looks like there will be competition for sure.
Yeah. We're into the
makes it more interesting.
Yes. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited that your car drives way better too, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Next, you'll have catalytic converters on it.
I don't even know what that is.
It won't smell bad.
Those are what we sell to buy car parts.
Yeah. Right. It's fine, honey. You don't need these.
Sure is a lot of copper in that. My God. All right. Narks, you got anything you want to throw in here about the circuit since we're kind of rolling on that topic? Is there anything cool, new, and unusual you want to break news on here?
Yeah. So
pick out your stops.
Yeah. Well, stops are I'll be posting on those a little bit more. We've got on our way to Joplin, we're going to stop at Hendrick Heat and Air. Heat, Air, and Plumbing in Afton, Oklahoma, which is the workplace of Clint Sadowski. Super cool dude, really tall, and has one of the coolest and fastest Camaros out there. Like this, his new build is going to be absolutely like 6-second car, all steel, all glass, like legit steel hood, everything. Steel flat hood, like a factory hood. It's going to be badass. That car should probably run 680s on a radial and could sit in a parking lot on a set of Kragers and nobody'd know it was that fast. It's bad to the bone, like twin Pro Mod 88s. I mean, like big deals. We're going to stop there, and then we're going to stop at Love's Travel Stops. This is kind of a cool deal for the campers, right? I love that Love's has come on board because they're going to be giving folks that need showers at that point. You're going to be able to get free showers with the wristband. So super cool for the campers to be able to have a free shower opportunity there. We highly suggest you take it. And then we're going to go from there to probably Gearhead Curios in Galena, Kansas. That'll be our 3 stops for Friday. So, I love Gearhead. Love that Aaron and the team over there are great. That's a cool stop. And then on our way back, we're going to hit Galena, Kansas again for Hot Rod Hangout. I saw him in here earlier. And then we're going to do the Blue Whale and then back to the Racer Party that's in Broken Arrow Lane. So those will be your 3 route stops for Saturday.
I've never been to the Blue Whale.
What? Dude, it's right on the street from the track. Yeah. It's going to, listen, it's not very cool, but it's really the history there.
People take pictures with it all the time. Yeah. I'm like, man, I want to see a Blue Whale. Never done it.
It's going to be pretty neat. The struggle we're going to have is like, people are going to need to leave early to get there in the daylight. You know what I mean? So it's really kind of this trip. I've realized we have packed so much stuff in that it's going to be tough to do a lot of it. Because we go from the Blue Whale all the way through to Broken Arrow to the bowling alley down there, and we're doing like arcade games. We're going to compete against arcade games. We're going to do a bunch of bowling challenges that you can jump in and bowl 2 or 3 times and see if you can get, whatever. And then we're going to have the arcade challenges. We're going to have that, and then we do the midnight drags at Tulsa on Saturday night, and that thing's going to pop off because it's the season opener for the midnight drags.
Awesome.
So it's going to be nonstop, man, nonstop. So, but I've said all of that before. Do you guys want breaking news that hasn't been said before?
Yeah.
Please.
That I'm going to post about tomorrow? Well, if you guys were around last year, we did the racer pre-party, and it was a big deal. Chicken Annie's, it was a blast. We had a lot of fun. The problem with Chicken Annie's is it's not in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and the parking lot was pretty tight. Yeah. This year, we have locked down Los Cabos in Owasso as our pre-party, 6 miles from the track, and the parking lot, this just happened today, the parking lot can hold like 400 cars. So starting tomorrow is my absolute blanket every car group in Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri to tell them we're doing like a cruise night setup at Los Cabos in Owasso.
Awesome.
Thursday night. So I want to have 300 or 400 cars come in. I want to see how many cars we can pack in 2 weeks time into Los Cabos. So it's going to be super, super cool. I'm excited about that. That has never before been talked about out in the public. So that's breaking news here on the Perspective podcast.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's going to be
yeah, for the folks that don't know, the racer pre-party is kind of a big deal. So if you are a racer and you're signed up with us, you get free dinner and all for your crew and all that kind of stuff. Come in, it's taco bar. It's going to be pretty easy.
Killer.
So you're inviting pretty much the entire city of Tulsa.
No, to come out and see cool cars. Yes, to come out is only circuit racers.
Making sure I clarify that.
Yeah. Racer pre-party is just for racers and their crew, but everybody else is more than welcome to walk around outside. Eat at Los Cabos, all that kind of stuff.
Freaking awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. It's going to be really cool. Last year Chicken Annie's was great, and I put up a question the other day in the Circuit Racers group asking who wanted to, should we do a buffet at Chicken Annie's on Friday night, or since the track is opening their Friday night fun drags or whatever they call it, should we go there and just hang out? And everybody voted to go to Mocan. So we're going to do Tulsa all day. Drag racing. We're going to drive to Mocan. We're going to watch drag racing at Mocan on Friday night, and I hope some people get some test passes in. Then Saturday we're driving back. Saturday we're racing at Mocan, driving back to Tulsa to do the midnight drags, and then Sunday we're finishing up with regular drag racing at Tulsa. It's gonna be nuts, man.
That's gonna be a full weekend. Good Lord.
Yeah, and belt sander races. At the midnight drags. Yeah. Thanks to Gearhead Curios, dude. I'm telling you, we're gonna ruin people with this event. We're gonna ruin them.
Did I dream of having a Christmas tree, a reaction time shootout? Is that something else?
Yep. So we have talked about that as well. Somebody is bringing their reaction tree down. We're going to do a little bit of that as well. So
okay.
Yeah. We'll run something. We may do some gambling with that. I don't know.
Ooh.
It is the midnight drags. I mean, come on.
Ooh.
Well, you can't go to a fun drag without taking some ones because you got to bet when you're sitting in the stands watching.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I see Dan Chandler asking you guys you guys have a great time. Any live stream? Probably no live stream for the circuit this year. It's just too hard, and there's not enough cool content that I want to put out because there's so much that happens away from the track. So my plan is I've hired 2 kids to basically run around and get content and edit content all day long. So we're going to have stuff come out all day.
I'll tell you guys what, if you got about 4 or 5 minutes to spare, I'll have John or Fro record me making a pass in Fro's car. We can do that. We can do that. That's live.
I'm so glad this joke is going to live on.
With that being said, we're only giving you our time because you don't care about drag racing. You care less what your car runs. Yeah. It's still faster than my wagon right now.
Yeah.
So,
I have the second fastest Gearhead project car.
project. Yeah, clear that up because
Clear that up.
all our dailies will outrun that. So I got drag times to prove it.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah. So that's kind of the updates for the circuit, and there's a ton more coming. So what's really cool about the next few weeks is we have. Oh, hey, I need to get you guys some flyers for Hot Rod Central. So I've printed up a bunch of discount tickets to get in to Tulsa, and so we're going to hand those out next weekend at Cars and Coffee and Drags in Tulsa, and then I'm back over here for the Cars and Coffee here in Northwest Arkansas. So if somebody's going to be in Miami at Hot Rod Central, I'll bring you over a couple or something like that, so you can win some cars.
I'm there quite a bit, it seems like.
Yeah. Yeah. So, if somebody's going to go to that cruise, that'd be awesome.
so which Cars and Coffee are you going to be at in your area?
So whichever one is the last. So Cruising the Ozarks.
Cruising the Ozarks. Okay.
Yep. And so and then Cars and Coffee Tulsa has their actual monthly event that Sunday that will be at Tulsa. So I'll have somebody run over and throw a bunch of flyers out there too. Discount tickets is what I'm going to call it, because it's not just flyers. So it's going to be fun, man. Our goal is to raise $10,000. We're already well over 7,000 right now with,
Awesome.
the $25 per entry, and then the $2,000 donated by AT Industries.
And then don't forget, Jungle Fro's going to make an appearance.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully there's going to be another little sweet redhead out there jumping around.
Yeah. I'm going to have to shave the upper part of my legs. I'm in. I've already got the shorty shorts figured out. Jonathan Suncipher, I will take that. Call that, so if you'd like to, we'll do that for sure. We'll have Steven drive that movie. He can cut a light. Oh, it's green? Cool. That's about how that was my reaction time last time. If your reaction time, it should start with 2 before the dot, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, if the shorts I have planned to wear, we don't need any of that. I don't want to be banned. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be a good time.
So since we're already rolling on this, and since I've got some questions for you.
Okay.
So you've been doing this for a while, right? How long has the circuit been going?
2019, we started the first year.
Okay. So now that you've got a few of these under your belt, what is your favorite part of actually putting these together? I know it's high stress. I know it's a lot of logistics.
Oh man. Yeah. That's an understatement for that stuff. My favorite part is really like where we're entering right now. That 2 or 3 weeks lead up. One, because like I can't explain the amount of anxiety that I have every day to leading into this, right? Because there's so much that can go right, and there's so much that can be not right. So this next 2 weeks is the making notes, the looking at them 19 times, making sure everything is in order, making sure everybody's going to be there, all that kind of stuff. But then at the same time, the guys that are getting their cars ready, they're getting their cars ready that are posting about that. Hey, I need this part right now. Like Lance Walker sent me a message today. I'm not going to tell you the amount of money he spent, but it's a lot more than my annual race car budget. And he's done that in the last 2 weeks to get ready for the race. So like, as folks begin to get kind of that, I don't know, there's so much anxiety and just excitement right now that builds up. This next 2-3 weeks is really my favorite time. So once the race is on and I'm standing in front of all the 400 people that are going to be there and we're doing all that, that's when it's easy. Like if we can get to that point, it's easy. But from before that, man, it's just so much lead up, so much time. Like I'll probably get, I don't know, 8 or 10 hours of sleep the week of the event, just because I won't be able to sleep. Not because I'm working hard. I can't sleep. You're getting all that stuff ready to go.
Yeah.
So what year has been your favorite?
Last year was pretty fun, but 2022 was probably my favorite as far as we've had so far. Last year I didn't doing the live stream last year took me further away from talking to everybody. And so that's another reason we're not doing the live stream this year, is because I want to get out and talk to so many more racers and be in the pits and make my way around and have all those conversations that I didn't have last year. So that kind of sucked last year to get to the end of the event. I'm like, I'm seeing pictures of cars I never even saw, because I didn't get a chance to make my way around and talk to those racers and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to that a lot. And 2022 allowed me to do that. Plus 2022 was the year we had the old truck. So that was kind of fun. Me and Gracie cruising it, all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Kyle Pullen had a question for you. Let's pull that back up.
Yes. Yeah. He says if I get picked up from the wait list and my car's not done, but I have another car or two, which he does, can I enter those? And said, yes, you certainly can. For everybody that's watching right now, if you have a car or you're going to need to go to a plan B, let us know as early as possible. I don't care that you're going to do that. It just makes it so much easier on the back end for the girls that are doing registration. So, they're not having to like completely change 50 people that are going to be in there, change what class they're in, because that's the biggest thing, class and car.
So I should probably reach out to someone to let them know that I'm no longer in a big block.
I know a guy. Yeah.
Bucket List Mob's talking about hoping to do the circuit next year.
Bring it on, dude. Bring it on. I love the amount of the gasser stuff they do. I love all the fun cars those guys build. And with Rocky Mountains lean into the gasser, next level gasser stuff, maybe we'll do that for the circuit. I don't know.
Do you think you would pull enough gassers to do that?
How many's enough?
Do we have a handful of local gassers?
How many would you need?
I guess even national events don't pull too many.
Right. So to me, 6 is a bunch, I would think, for that.
6 would be a lot. I was thinking like at least 3.
Yep. And so what's cool about where we're at right now is 200 is kind of my max. I don't really want to do any more than 200 cars. So as we get into what do we want to do to go to the next level with that, instead of just allowing more cars, now we can kind of trim and decide like, hey, do I want to take 10 away from public registration and just do gassers for those 10?
Yeah.
And then you can kind of start marketing and attacking that group of people. You go to the tracks, you go, hey, listen, I'm doing these 10. Well, then could I find a sponsor at $300 a head for 10 cars? That's $3,000. Can I find a $3,000 sponsor? We cover their entry for the circuit. So that's the way we're looking at things moving forward. The event is finally to a level where I think we can probably lean in on some stuff like that and test it.
Looking in the comments and it's looking like 6 might not be an issue.
Right.
Well,
and
talking 4.
Yeah.
Frank Shepard says he's in on gassers.
Yeah. Rodney Reeves, I'll bring a gasser next year. Yeah, it's we can really do a ton. We can do whatever we want. Like that's the cool thing about running your own event is like, hey, if it doesn't work, which we've done stuff in the past, who cares, man? We'll do something different. So
is there anything other than gassers that you might look at as a future category?
I'm interested to see how the tailgate class goes this year.
What?
Just for fun stuff, like that. Well, and the reason being is like that's really the first time we've stepped into something like that and kind of let a sponsor figure something out. Like Travis Wise wants to do tailgate stuff. I know wagons didn't count, and then they kind of.
I do have a quick. I'm not complaining, and I'm really not mad. I just think I like to. It's funny.
Yep.
But how is a Blazer more of a tailgate than my wagon?
Dude. That's what's great about me in those classes.
Yeah.
Just like the cheap car challenge stuff we talk about, like, hey, well, that's theirs. They set the rules.
Yeah.
They did clarify truck chassis.
Yeah.
Right. But a G-body is a full frame.
It is a full frame.
It's not a truck. There was never a truck.
No, I get it. I know. I just like giving people a hard time. It's fine. I'll get in where I fit in. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
What about? I've talked to a few people. They said they would kind of like to see a no time class.
The hardest part about no time
Yeah,
is that for the foreseeable future, we'll be at Tulsa. And they're an NHRA track. So like, as you know, we can maybe do a no time, but dude, like, this brand right here is based on averages of like days of
Gotcha.
Right.
cross racing. So, you know, if I don't know, probably not a no time. I think it would be fun maybe as a shootout, which there's some other events that are kind of incorporating that obviously very well. Rocky Mountain Race Week, Heads Up Hustle does a shootout at the end. You know, maybe we'll do something like that. Like we're testing some waters with the tailgate class. They're doing a top 4 shootout. Somebody else is doing a 4-car shootout as well. So maybe we'll look at that for Sunday. Maybe that's what ends the circuit 2026 or 7 is like I don't know, class wide shootout. You know, I don't know. But I'm in on something like that. That'd be kind of fun to turn some guys loose. 8th mile, no time, let it eat.
Yeah.
So,
There's so many different categories and classes you could create, and you got to draw the line somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Unless there's just a ton of people wanting to do it, then that's I guess that's the deciding factor.
The one thing I'm trying to figure out is how to get so many people out of you versus you, because that's a catch-all class, into some other stuff and then be competitive. So that's why we added the 11.0 and 12.0 index this year, because those are one of the top 2 ET ranges that are driven at the circuit. But then also, like, those folks, it's perfect for people testing for Rocky Mountain, because then they can come in and they can make those passes in this kind of air and these tracks and all that kind of stuff. But then they can have fun doing the drag and drive as well. So I don't know. Maybe we expand some index stuff. We'll have to see. It's so hard, especially looking at last year's ETs, because we had the day at Ozark, and you know, how much time did you leave on the table because it was only 8th mile? You know, like, I don't know.
Hey, last year at Ozark, like day 1 at Mocan, the nitrous wasn't working on the wagon. And I had the small block in it, and I made my couple passes. I'm like, all right, what's not going to work? I'm moving on. Then we figured out the issues with the nitrous, and the nitrous worked at Ozark, and it made the fastest passes ever made. And it was still wasn't with a full bottle, but I go back and I'm done at this point. I'm stoked. I made the fast pass. I go to turn my time, and the lady was like, "You can't turn this in." I said, "I'm turning it in. That's a fast pass." She's like, "No, you don't understand." I'm like, "No, I totally understand. I'm way so far out of this class already. I'm not going to win." She's like, "Well, you have to go make another pass." I'm like, "Yeah, I should."
Yep. And that's the toughest part. And like, so when people, I had so many times where Melissa's typically the wife is the one that does the time collection, right? She knows nothing about cars. So if it says this, I can't take any quicker than that. That's what Michael said. This is it. They can't take, and so she didn't understand. So then she would call me and I'd go over and have to explain to the racer, hey, you're going to get a 20. And they go, I don't give a shit. You know how fast this was?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I don't care. Give me a 20. I'm not going to win this deal anyway. Yep. But I just went fast.
Yep, that's exactly right. So we have changed you versus you a little bit this year. We are going like DYO with SICK. So it is like a spread difference. So you could turn in your quickest time. It doesn't matter. It's going to go, it's going to run all the way. So
I like that way better.
Yeah.
Just the closest to whether it be 2/10 slower or 2/10 faster, as long as I like that.
Well, and then it creates this, like, we're going to have 5 classes or 5 runs throughout the weekend, and you've got to fit that within your quickest and slowest. So who cares?
I mean, you still have to be on the money to be competitive.
Yeah. But if you knock one out of the park and you want to turn it in, you're the dumbass. You're trying to win. Oh, sorry, dude.
Yeah, when she was telling me that, she was like trying to say I'm an idiot without saying I was an idiot, and I let her know I know I'm an idiot. It's fine.
Yeah, she's a lot more politically correct than I am.
We're good. Yeah.
I see Chris Doherty asked about how's the bike class. Only a few folks. The bike class is there because I love Pat Cook, to be honest. He brings such a love for the circuit and racing motorcycles on drag and drive. We'll always have a bike class if he's coming. So yeah. We did change a few things this year. We took away a couple classes just because there were like 1 or 2 people in them, and I'm not going to do that. Trophies are too expensive to waste them if you have 2 people in a class. How long before we get a small time or small tire gangster 530 class? I mean, dude, that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun. Maybe we could even talk Jimmy Dale into coming up.
Well,
Rick
hey,
Dodge
Doherty
is not doing
does know him. Him and Doherty are tight, so
Big buddies.
We go way back.
we go way back.
Rick Dodge is not doing tech this year. He got a promotion right after the circuit last year and is now like a regional tech director for NHRA. But we will be at an NHRA track. I'm trying to word this in a way that we are running tech at an NHRA track in a test and tune style, right? So it's not going to be like you're running an NHRA event, but it is an NHRA track, and that's how our insurance is set up at Tulsa. So get it figured out.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. Do you have time to order shit right now? Don't pull in with stuff that expired in 2023 and be like, oh man, Mike said. Because I'm gonna be like, nope. And like I said last year, that dude, I don't care to learn safety. I'm never gonna be NHRA tech certified. I'm not gonna go through all that crap. Whatever those dudes say, that's the gospel to me. I don't care. So,
Or if you're local in the Joplin area,
hey, and I feel so bad
there's
because
places. Barron's
Yeah.
has some safety
Yeah.
stuff there. I know for sure. I just picked some up for John. So
yeah, so look at your stuff, please. You know, I don't even know if the track has helmets you could rent. I don't know. I've never seen them or anything like that. Friends probably have them that you can borrow or whatever. But man, that gets a real gray area because are we going to know that you have your friend's helmet even though they raced right in front of you? But we don't know. So and then if you pile your shit up and hurt yourself and you're wearing something that's not that's on the track. That's on the track's insurance and all that kind of stuff.
yeah,
So
we don't want any of that to happen.
No, I'm with you. So
with all the stuff going on with the tracks,
yeah,
you know, all the small tracks getting closed, we don't need anything like that to help that out.
yeah. And just to clarify any rumors anybody heard, IHRA did not buy Tulsa Raceway Park.
That wasn't one of the dozen they bought or seven or whatever it was. Yeah.
That was a couple. Man, I don't know what IHRA's got to do. Like, do they stop talking when just get shit like locked down for real? Give that dude the money, then make that announcement. No? Like this No Time Kings deal. You were trying to flip through before you let me talk. Where we like those guys. They've got good programs going on, man. They've got great people in place, all that kind of stuff. But dude, they've got to keep their mouth shut. You know what I mean? Till something is locked in.
But
so what they're talking about is IHRA has appointed Jim Howes National Outlaw Director. So they partnered with No Time Kings, and they have with the MPK being gone. Now there's these new events or new series coming out and starting. And this one actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be right up the alley of what they're looking for. They're going to bring some real names into this, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. And then there's another one, which Fro, you got it.
I'm on it.
There's this deal.
Dude, look at those racetracks.
Yeah.
Bro, come on now. We can't get some of that stuff over here in Oklahoma.
Nowhere near the Midwest.
These guys all got together.
Ohio and Kentucky are the closest things.
So these guys had a big old a bunch of them together. They had a live the other day addressing a bunch of this stuff. And they said, there's a pretty good chance they're going to throw something in to the middle of the schedule somewhere in Texas, maybe. But there's nothing for sure yet.
It'd have to be in August or September.
Yeah, but look at that. Like, are you going to they're going to race in Texas in August?
And I hope not.
Right. So if you look at September, you've got the 19th and 20th, 26th and 27th. So you're going to have those guys drive from Washington, Pacific Northwest, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
All the way to Texas, then up to Martin, Michigan. No way.
Yeah.
No way. And you're not going to have them come from Martin here. And then, the next weekend is in Pennsylvania and then come home.
Good point.
You could probably put an Oklahoma or Texas event somewhere in early October, middle October, maybe. But man, then you're really up against the cold.
They kind of said the reason for this schedules, a lot of these tracks are places they've never been, and they're saying they're trying to reach and go see fans that have never got to see them live, and that's the whole reason behind it. But it kind of logistically it kind of sucks.
Well, when you say that though, that makes a good point, because those tracks may have made those guys a great deal.
Yeah,
those guys have been to OKC and Tulsa and Texas Motorplex, all that kind of stuff, and they're like, hey, we need X amount of dollars a day, and it's got numbers in front of the comma, and these guys are like, please come to Canada.
Yeah.
If you have a felony, can you get into Canada? Will they let you?
You can get in. You can get in. You just can't. You can't get back out. They hold you up there.
Hey, I'm not positive by that time you can't get out of Canada anyway.
Yeah. I see Mike Kinney saying they got drivers to move them. I get that, but dude, think about I know truck and trailers not that hard to move all across the country, but what's it cost to drive that thing from Pennsylvania to Texas to North Carolina?
All those guys talk about fuel costs. Like, I've heard pretty much all of them bring that up.
Yeah.
So
listen, those guys may be making money, but they're dumbasses like us too. They spend it all.
Yeah.
If you give us any money, oh wait, I get paid to race? Oh yeah. Car, So
well, and if you've sat down and watched any of 187's Customs videos, he has no impulse control.
No, not at all. He's trying to buy the Pro Bot. Like, he's trying to put that together.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I do. I love him driving that Pro Mod. That's so freaking cool for Pro Mod and drag racing and all that kind of stuff.
So go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, we talked about, we wonder what the ratings were like with the Pro Mod races, with having Kai Kelly and Sean Ellington join. I bet it's been a big deal. I bet
it was the biggest drag race on Flow Racing, like, in history.
Yeah.
So, and that a lot of that is credited to Wes Buck and what he's put together.
No, for sure. Yeah.
But like, those guys, man, listen, Kyle winning the first one set that set that entire series off.
Yeah.
It's like you say Ken Cartuccio, nobody outside really drag racing knows that. But anybody that's watched Discovery in the last 5, 10, 15 years knows who Kai Kelly is. So,
well, now a lot of people know who Ken is because they started watching for those guys.
Yep.
And they realize he's a bad man.
Yep. And that's the whole goal of that. Like, that's what we need more of. Now we need Ken to have just like a crazy, great YouTube channel. You saw Victor Alvarez. He started a YouTube channel now. I mean, like, people want this stuff. They want more content, man.
Does Victor Alvarez have a Pro Mod now? Does he have a 5,000 horsepower?
Got Pro Mod twin turbo. Just dang Mark Mickey.
And one of those videos he mentioned about 30 times, so I just couldn't remember if it was him. Hey, I talk crap. I would be the same way. I 100%.
In a heartbeat. Yeah. I wish Victor and Keith Haney would have got their race off, but Keith Haney would have got his ass smoked. He had set up to that because the round they were trying to run it in was the one that Victor went number 1 qualifier.
Yeah, he went fast.
Yeah. So he'd have been in for it a little bit. That's the way it goes. So
yeah. Still fun to watch. I've been watching all of them.
Yeah, I love it. We have some plans for Midwest Drag Race Series stuff, some more live streams, some more behind the scenes stuff coming up for this year, and it's going to be a great season to watch too.
Awesome.
Yeah. So add that to my plate. Like we talk about the circuit a bunch, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in old Mike Narks' life.
Oh, you think you might be bored? Let's go ahead and do this. Let's add this.
Yeah. Oh man, add a live show, monthly live show, Midwest Mondays, man. I think that'd be great. Just go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with shows, man. It's fine.
So is that the plan for what's coming up? You're just going to do just nothing but YouTube content about every possible form of drag racing there is?
Yeah, I love it. I love talking about it. I love talking to racers. I love talking to people, talking to podcasters, any time I can talk more about drag racing, I'm going to do it. And if people are going to give me a chance to do it, I'm going to do it. So,
and you know what?
One thing
everybody, we all believe you, and we know that. We can tell that you love. No, that's not a jab.
that.
It's serious. We know you have a passion for it. You love it. We can. It shows.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that. The cool thing about the situation I'm putting myself in a bunch of times is that like I feel like we can really showcase a lot of racer just ability, man. There's a lot of guys like Michael Abate that races with Midwest Pro Mod. That dude drives. He brings his car from Arizona to race in the Midwest Drag Race Series. Like he doesn't store it in Oklahoma or anything like that. He brings it every time. So it's going to be. I mean, like that guy needs that story told. It's a twin turbo Pro Mod, but he just doesn't get any. He doesn't get any attention really. And so if he's not going to get attention from somebody else, I'm going to give it to him if I can, because I like him. I love his team, all that kind of stuff. Chris Giuliano, who was down at World Series, like that dude. I mean, 900 plus cubic inches, nitrous motor, big flames coming up. If turbo cars had a purge and flames, they'd be the coolest shit ever. But they don't. And man, I love it. So.
Yeah. So since you're the host on Drag Drive Repeat, since you're working on your own drag and drive, since you're deep into this, what is the next big plan for Mike Narks? What is the next big bombshell thing that you plan to get into?
I would love to expand the circuit just a little bit. I really, really want more than one a year. The struggle is, as busy as I am with everything else, it's hard to plan something that is going to be as legendary as what we have this year. And then where do you go? I don't want to do it in Tulsa because I don't want to do 2 in Tulsa a year and compete with anybody else. So where do I go with it? That's the biggest thing.
Ozark and Flying H.
It's too close, man. You're pulling the same fans.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Speaking of.
Oh.
Yeah.
Notice at least they didn't say Bonely fans this time.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
So I don't know. I would love to maybe do something like Byron and Cordova.
Okay.
Like that, I'll tell you this much about Drag and Drive is we haven't even scratched the surface yet. Have not even scratched the surface on what is available and what can happen. We're going to see what happens at Sick at the Rock. And I'm going to tell you, if it works out well, you're going to see Sick the Magazine step into regional stuff.
Yeah.
Going to end up with a whole bunch of events that will be like the NMCA stuff, but have Drag and Drive tied with it. So
yeah, I don't see Drag and Drive slowing down anytime soon, man. It's full steam ahead. It's cool.
Yeah. And the great thing about it, especially with like a DYO class, is you can run anything. It doesn't matter. Like it's right there. I see Devin Cook asking any plans on a week-long circuit. I've been down that route. Summit really, really has asked hard for me to look at that. The timing is perfect in the year. There's really nothing else we would compete with. But with Kakalaki Run having such a struggle selling out, I don't know, man, to be honest. I want to have the best regional drag and drive in the country. Bar none. People are clamoring to get in. We have 1,000 people on the wait list to make 200 cars. That's my goal. People leave and they go do another one. They're like, nah, that's not nearly as cool. So, yeah.
Where do you think we're headed?
Kind of the plan.
Where do you think we're headed with Drag and Drive? Do you think this is going to stick with? Do you think the regional events are the way to go? Do you think the week-long events are the way to go?
The struggle is, if you look at who we all promote to, we're all promoting to the same 10,000 people.
It's true.
Right? So until we get, I don't want to give out too many secrets because we're working on some other things, but
you don't have to share anything you don't want to share.
Well, I appreciate that. There are events. Yeah. No, share now, son of a bitch. There are events that could cater to a drag and drive very easily. That we haven't even touched. And so if you had someone that was a good promoter, I would like to throw my name in that hat. But like John Paul Franks, Matt Lang, all that kind of stuff, if they could get with the events that are already established, that are already weekend style events, to add a drag and drive setup, dude, can you double the count? Could we look at 50 or 70 or 100 events throughout the year? I don't think it would get watered down that way. If we have 20 week-long events, it's going to get watered down because people can't afford to do that unless we go out and get new people. And I think regional events are the way to do that, simply because you can tie into something like what Sick at the Rock is doing. and gain those MCA racers that have never seen this kind of cool shit. And now they're going to see it up front and personal. And then you can go in and go, hey, we're going to do 10 of these a year. Who knows? Maybe we run a regional series, points and stuff like that. So
we've talked about that in the past too.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it can work. We're not even close. Not even close to saturation. The problem is for the 10,000 people that know about it right now, we are. Nobody else can do any more events. Oh shit! Dustin Cottle can only do 8 events a year.
So well, and when it comes to regional events, I only have a limited amount of time per year that I can take off, that I can disappear. It gets really difficult. I know. Oh, look at that! Doherty locked up. It gets really difficult for me to. Bo, take a picture. To get away for like a week at a time. And I know it's coming into this season. I know there's going to be a couple events that I want to go to.
Yep.
I just don't know that I'm going to have that kind of time.
Yeah. Well, think about like you have a lot of history with Power Tour.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that's something that you and your friends do every year, like Chris Wozniak at WAF Racing. They do Power Tour. Well, that takes out a week to where that guy who can afford to do 3 week-long events a year, one of his week-long events is Power Tour. He can't help that. Like that, it's him and his buddies. Him and like 10 buddies do that every year. So if you need people to do more events, you got to go get them. And that's what I'm hoping the next year or so kind of comes from, and all the attention that this is going to bring. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm excited.
Do you think there's going to be an event in Drag and Drive in your arena that comes up to that level, to where like Power Tour's at, where 3,000 people show up with their cars, hang out? Because I know you're doing like a what is the car show section of
the road trip.
The road trip.
Yep. You could definitely do that. You could definitely see like the rolling car show. And I think that's what like Death Week or the one-off stuff that SICK does. I think that's what they can allow, well, because they have 150, 200 cars doing that stuff. And so they're like leading that front at that. And I think we can see that. It's just, if you like, that's a whole other team and style of person that wants to go. So you need to have somebody that has pretty good understanding of Power Tour type events, or good guys and things like that. So you can take care of those folks, not from a racer mentality, and from like that. Like, how do you get 1,000 people into the track?
Like, that's what those people are. Those people doing that are the Power Tour people that are jealous.
Yeah,
not jealous. They're curious. They're seeing what's going on, and they want to be a part of it too. Right? Yeah. Like I said, they're not racing. They don't have that mentality.
Yep.
They want to be there and be a part of it because it's such a cool deal.
Yep. And it's hot, and like Power Tour is neat because there's so many cars. Like, you take over a town. Well, like with Drag and Drive, we're still small enough to where you take over a town, but it's with cool cars and cool people. Like, let's be honest, drag racers are pretty cool folks. Folks that buy a car just to cruise may not be as cool as drag racers that are driving their cool hot rod.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. And so, you've got to take care of those folks if you're going to expand that. And that's what I hope we can do. This year we have like 15 people signed up for the road trip, and the folks that are signed up on the road trip, if there are spots available the day they show up, they'll just pay the difference and to move into a racer spot. So, this is an interesting year. Last year we had 171 or 76 tickets sold or something like that, and had 151 people show up day of. But I think we had like 12 people show up. So we would have had, what's that, 140, let's say, total if we hadn't taken anybody off the wait list or day of stuff. So, I hope we get to the point where I can't take anybody on the day of. Like, sorry, like we're gonna, like, if you don't, if you miss your spot, you're gonna sign up for the road trip and do the road trip. Who cares? You're gonna have fun. You're gonna be here, shake down your car, do your fun stuff.
Hey, groupies have fun too. That's all.
Dude, I'm telling you, yeah. And hey, listen, the camp counselor deal this year, we're gonna break the internet with it. It's gonna be so much fun. People will go to another event and pull in, and there's not going to be a fire pit, and there's not going to be Robert Voss, and there's not going to be a cooler full of snacks and adult snacks. there to talk and kind of hang out and recap your day, and they're going to go, man, the circuit really was cool. Like think about that. We're going to have that opportunity for people that don't go to the hotel and hear about, hotel, parking lot beers and all that kind of stuff. They're going to have that opportunity at the camper, or at the track that night. So there's something magical about a track at 2 a.m. when everything's quiet, the lights are off, and like there's just not much on. No hot rods are running or anything, and I don't know. It's one of the coolest things that's out there.
No. Well, I'm looking forward to that stuff for sure.
Yeah,
Agreed.
Yeah,
It's when you drink beer and have foot races.
dude. Think about all the shenanigans that are going to happen. Have y'all met Robert Voss? He's the shenanigan master.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Shenanigans is what we're going to call him, I think, by the end of the weekend. So
He's a shenaniganizer.
yeah. Plus, by the end of we're with the midnight drags on Saturday night, dude. If anybody's trying to get some sleep, tough. It's going to be hard because there's going to be cars running until probably 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
I haven't been to Midnight Drags in years. Good Lord.
That's kind of our goal, man. Can we get 50 of the circuit cars over there? So, and have some fun.
We're gonna have a Travis Murphy and Jimmy Barton rematch, foot race at the circuit.
That'd be awesome. We've done foot races for a long time.
So these guys, they foot raced. What year was it?
That could happen.
They foot raced at Bikes Blues. We were at Bikes Blues and Barbecue.
Oh,
And it was later in the night. We'd all been drinking a little bit, and they decided to foot race. And I'll never forget watching Jimmy push Travis down and then take off running.
that's awesome.
Oh, it was funny.
No rules in foot races, man.
No.
That's cool. Okay, sorry. I feel like I took over there for a minute.
No, you're good.
No,
You're
you're
good. This is this is why we do this. Before we get into Facebook Marketplace, Jimmy swears he's undefeated. Before we get into that, just one more thing to start the fight. Is an El Camino a truck?
Dude, are you asking for real? Yes, it's a truck.
Okay, because that would make the G-Body a truck-based frame. So
That's what I said. I'm in. I'm on your side.
No, like I said, I'm really not upset about it or nothing. I just think it's fun to talk about.
Uh-huh.
I'm just wondering who's gonna throw that out there. Who's gonna start that fight?
It's
Like,
gonna be
no,
me.
no,
I'm gonna say
truck.
it jokingly. and someone's gonna get butthurt.
Dude, hey, well, that's why I didn't bring my car.
Yeah,
You wouldn't let me run tailgate, so I didn't bring my car.
yeah,
It's Jimmy says it's a truck.
yeah. Crook.
It's like a gentleman's truck. Like, why would they ever build that? Like, I still don't understand that vehicle. And why didn't we get a crew cab of them? Why didn't we get a crew cab?
Ooh,
Man,
I've seen them. People.
I know. So
You
sick.
just gotta cut down the 4-door wagon. You'll be fine.
Stay away from mine.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into Facebook Marketplace. Let's fire this thing up.
All right.
Bo, do you want to read all this? No?
Sure. 1983 GT Mustang 5.0 Roller, $800. It's a project. I'm not going to read it word for word, but I do see some punctuation, which I do appreciate. It's a project could easily be a really cool street strip car. That's anything. Wheels sure make a difference. Roller, no motor, trans, wheels and tires. Minor rust and floor, easy to fix. V8 manual trans car, T-tops, no seats, carpet, gas tank. Needs front and rear glass. You don't have the money, wait until you do. They don't have to sell it.
Still going to be available.
Keep your low ball offers. That's pretty much it. They have a title. The
It
rest
needs
of it-
pretty much everything, and it's a pop.
Get permission from your wife or husband first.
right.
I dig
Race
it.
car.
Race car, bud. 4-odd pride.
Is it $800 worth of cool though? Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You really think so?
Oh, 100%. With a title?
I mean-
and everything, yeah, $800 all day.
And it's all one color. At least this side is.
I like the colors too. I think it looks good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, unless the other side's caved in, like this is a nice car, man.
I didn't even realize when I was copying the pictures from this ad that it does not have any pictures of the other side. So you have a valid point there.
Yeah,
Mike Kinney says most Mustang guys have all the missing parts.
it's true.
Yeah, someone tag Red Hat Scotty.
Yeah.
That's true. Scotty'd have a LS in it by the end of the week.
Yeah, he'd
That thing
race.
would be at the circuit.
Yeah. Hey, talk about a cheap car challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a candidate right here.
Yeah.
Just got to get a bill of sale to prove you got it for whatever you say.
It's got a title.
I know, but you need a receipt, I guess. Something. Just if you're gonna take
this
car challenge.
Somebody said they'd take it if it had a title. It's
Oh,
got
yeah.
one.
Yeah. it does.
Yeah. Put your money where your mouth is.
Go buy it, Lunar. Go buy it.
Go get this deal. Show us what it looks like with an LS turbo in it.
No, he's all about the BBCs.
Yeah, he's down with BBC.
Lunar is, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that would definitely have a big block Chevy in it, and it would never get finished.
Is that a jab?
Maybe.
If I had it, it would definitely have a big block Chevy in it, and it would get
That's what
really
it said.
close.
Yeah.
Jimmy Dale 2.0.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but $800 with a title all day for this car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and there were several pictures of the car with the wheels and tires on it. It
Were they
actually looked pretty good.
Were they regular wheels and tires or like a drag pack? Like this car is.
It was drag lights.
That's all you need.
Yep.
Drag
I
lights
didn't
are
wanna
not
throw it
my
up here.
favorite, but they'll work.
All right, so let's see here.
That's a good one.
This one, not so much. Oscar Mayer Wienermobile pedal car, $500. Looking for unique collector's items or a standout display piece? The Wienermobile pedal car is in great working condition with a very nice appearance.
That's
read
a
the rest of
wiener
it.
you got. Dude, I love this thing. I want to put a little Briggs and Stratton motor in the front and just cruise this around the pits. Just asking people how they're doing. Is everything okay? Oh, good. You're just cruising through the pits.
Only thing cooler than that would be if you had the real full-size Oscar Mayer Wienermobile in the pits.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. With a little trailer that this drives into that's also a big wiener.
Oh.
Ask me about my wiener.
Ask me about my wiener. Yeah.
Yeah, this is super cool, man. This is a great find.
This is what I want to see is I want to see Narcs riding around the pits at the circuit in this thing.
And a crop top.
And this, okay.
Yes.
Oh, man, my filter's broke. We better move on.
All right. Stupid
Okay.
victim number 3.
This I don't get.
I have a title, but no title needed. $4,800. Runs good, has been wrecked and fixed. There are a few cracks in the fiberglass. The old man, 96 years old, wrecked it, but it has been fixed. Will not negotiate. What's the price? Because that's what I have in it, and I have too much fun with it.
This is so interesting.
I'm intrigued.
You have me at fiberglass. I'm interested in the. I think it's like a.
Is it a boat car?
It's got to be a kit car. I think it's got to be a kit car. Of some
Is it a homemade Wienermobile?
Oh,
It is
man.
not a homemade Wienermobile. Doherty, what was your question?
Is it a boat car?
It is not a ski don't or a boat car.
It's way too much to be a skidone.
Yeah.
Man, what is this?
See it?
The old man, 96 years old, wrecked it, but it's been fixed.
Hey,
He
96.
said it's been
I bet
wrecked
that's a
twice.
riot to drink beer with.
Right? Dude, if you're driving at 96, way to go, bud. I'm not going to be driving at 69 years old.
If you're driving and having fun with some weird wrecking fiberglass stuff, I don't know.
There are, man, runs.
All right,
wrecked
bro.
and fixed.
Go.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah.
Man.
Bored.
What
All right,
the?
look at that.
Man,
Well, all right, so here the other
Is
go
it
back to the
smiling?
word. The
it's
word
smiling.
matter.
It
What'd you
looks
say?
so happy.
It looks happy. It looks like you're going to have a good time with this.
I'm highly disappointed.
Looks like something Jean Girard and his husband Gregory would ride around there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Doherty's filters broke too.
Yeah, this is wow. Dude, I would do it from the Wienermobile.
Yeah.
Standing about waist high or sitting about waist high. To their mouth. Yeah.
With an Oscar Mayer microphone.
Oscar
yeah.
Mayer Wiener microphone.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was so pumped this was going to be something cool, and this is just as bad as this Gadont.
Right?
I'm sorry.
Right?
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's not your fault.
No, but I thought it was hilarious.
You played it well, though, sir. I
Can you
give you that.
imagine a 96-year-old man driving that around?
Oh, that's
And
scary.
wrecking it?
Hey,
And
now
wrecking it, yeah.
at first when I looked at it, it looked like it was smiling. Now it looks pissed.
That
It is-
96-year-old dude was tuned up when he wrecked this deal.
Oh, I hope.
He
God,
only drove this to the dispensary. That's it.
yeah. And that's great.
I think
All right.
Aaron was answering Mike's comment, not us.
So can we put a can we do like a Harley swap on that? You mean it's just a big old thumping V twin.
We would have to do something like that.
You would have to. You would have to. All right.
You know what that is? That's what Goldmember drove.
That is straight off of a Dr. Seuss movie right
It
there.
looks like a giant.
Johnson.
All right, final marketplace of the night: 67 Cadillac, $20,000. Rumor has it was built for SEMA several years ago and stored in a museum. Green paint has a lot of gold flake in it when the sun hits it just right. I'm not going to read the rest of it, but he believes it has a head gasket issue.
Has the original Cadillac motor.
Been chopped 4 inches.
I'm a fan.
Wow, I didn't even notice it's been chopped 4 inches, and I've looked at the pictures.
I think it. Let's see this thing because
Super obvious in the pictures.
Yeah, for sure.
it just makes it even longer.
Yeah.
It really does.
Like it almost. I don't know. These cars have always baffled me because the why. Like as a GM designer, dude, telling you, extend that trunk about 2 feet. It'll look great.
Here's the deal. We get pieces of sheet metal this long. We don't want to cut them down. Let's just fold them up like that.
Yeah.
Put them together. Hey,
Saves
here's
it.
the deal. I would 100% drive this car.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All day, every day.
It's Christopher Walken on the cowbell skit, and he just walks out, and I need it to be longer.
Yeah.
Make it longer.
They're like, no. Listen, I know it's going to be horrible for aerodynamics, but lean the headlights forward.
Yeah.
Man.
Lean them forward, and they need to be a Volkswagen Bugs distance away from me.
Yeah. Yeah. You won't really they don't need to be very bright because they're so far out. Like, you can't outdrive those headlights because they're 12 feet in front of you.
You
The
know
rear
what would be
bumper
really
got-
cool? Get some 60s and 70s Cadillacs and Lincolns and go fill the Walmart parking lot up with them and see how many of them can open the door.
Yes.
That dude don't fit in a parking spot.
No. It does have some spikes in the rear bumper. That doesn't look horrible. Not my style, but no.
I mean, if they zoomed in, it might, but right now it don't. Yeah.
No, it actually looks really
looks
good.
good.
I went to
Yeah.
full screen. Yep.
Yeah. This is a nice car. I mean, it really is. But and 20 grand's probably relatively inexpensive for that thing. Especially considering the top's been chopped 4 inches, as long as it looks good. I mean, it was built for SEMA, let's be honest. It probably doesn't even have a drive shaft in it.
No.
The head
Bluetooth.
gasket's the least of the problems on that.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
All right. So, Bo, you got anything you want to
Man, I'm
ask Arch before we?
I'm still let down about that other ad, to be honest with you.
Man, big time. I feel like Marketplace was a bust this week
Oh,
because of the lame ad.
I mean, my hopes were up here when I
Dude,
saw
I
it.
was like, yeah. Boat, car. I was
I'd
hoping like that.
rather it been a Bayliner on a K5 chassis.
And then I want a picture of the 96-year-old man that wrecked it twice.
Yeah.
Or 7 times. All it said was it had been wrecked several times.
Yeah.
It said it wrecked twice in the ad. So, it just gets driven everywhere.
I can't unsee it. It's Goldmember's little car. Looks like a
I
shoe.
want to go have a beer with that 96-year-old dude.
Oh, yeah.
I bet he's
Yeah.
a riot.
Yeah.
All right. Doherty, you got anything you want to ask Narks before we get ready to close this thing out?
I got nothing.
You got nothing.
I have nothing right now, but as soon as we end it, I will.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. As soon as we end it, it's going to be, hey, so there's a guy who plans to dominate at 1680, but he relocated his battery to the trunk for show purposes. Do I really need a battery cutoff switch?
Yeah.
I mean, does that guy really need a battery cutoff switch?
Sadly, yes.
Sadly, yes.
I have
Yeah.
one though.
And what's going to be even funnier is Bo in his fire jacket and gloves because of the nitro throttle to run a 1550.
Hey, safety first, man. If you're not fast, look like you are at least.
Yeah.
So do you get questions like this all the way up to the event?
Oh, dude, we'll have questions that day. We'll have questions like that day. Hey, do I really need a chassis cert? Yeah, bro. There were some people that were mad last year because they, in the past we've teched cars very lightly. Oh, hey, cool, you got a cage, man. Whatever you want to run, doesn't matter. As we grow this event, it can't be like that anymore, right? So there were some people that obviously were a little upset to see a 20-second time slip on their average because they went out and laid it out, but we couldn't. I can't, to do that.
So
anyway.
without outing somebody, what's the worst tech fail you've seen?
We really didn't have any crazy stuff. It was really like guys that were, you can run 10 O's or whatever, or 1150 is your cutoff, and they come over and try and turn in like a 1070 pass or something like that. So it really wasn't anything crazy last year. Now this year, I'm sure we're going to get some fun stuff because we have 50 more cars and all that. But nothing wild. I'm sure Rick Dodge could tell some fun stuff. He didn't go into a lot of detail, but him and I got yelled at a few times. It's a good time. It's a good time. And for the folks that had those situations, I'm sorry. I know I was laughing there, but I really am sorry. Like I didn't do a good enough job ahead of time talking about the tech, and so I've been trying to, hey, NHRA this time, it's a test and tune style, but we're still in an NHRA track,
Yeah.
So if you've raced at Tulsa on a test and tune night and didn't get any flack, that's about what you're going to have here. It's about the only way I can answer it. I mean, because hey, I'm going to tell you right now, I will not give you a pass. Will not at all. Don't bring that shit to me. I don't care. Oh man, I've raced here all the time. I blah, blah, blah. Don't give a shit. So it's my ass. I don't want to lose my house because your dumb ass out there doing stuff. So
yeah.
We
That's
told you
understandable.
you flipped your shit. Hey, bud, that's on you.
Yeah.
You signed right here that you weren't going to go any faster than this.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's not fun stuff to talk about though. The fun stuff to talk about is the Blue Whale. We're gonna drive past the Highway Cafe, dude. They got a new Indian, big giant Indian out there. It's gonna be super cool. I can't wait to see the photos from this, man. There are drag and drive photographers coming from across the country for this. Good Runner Media is coming. Melissa Morrow, I saw her in here making comments earlier. She's coming. Johnny Allen Media, Tim Gorley's coming. We've got, I said Johnny Allen. I don't know. I'm forgetting people. We've got like 8 or 10 like legit photographers coming to this thing. It's going to be awesome. And a ton of, we've actually got a podcaster and his buddy that are coming that have like 50,000 followers and all this kind of stuff. They're coming to do their first drag and drive, done a ton of rally stuff in the past, like
Awesome.
car rallies, all the high end stuff. And so they're coming to do this. And I think it's going to break their world. They're not going to know how much fun they've missed out on. So it's going to be really cool. Are you tired of me talking yet?
No.
Awesome.
I'm getting more and more bummed out that I'm not going to be in my own car.
Yeah.
Dang.
Hey, King of the Open Road's coming up in August 1st through 3rd.
He's a song maybe for that.
I'm a solid baby.
You better be a song for Mega Week.
I got an email from June.
Yeah, get your ass ready, dude. That thing's gonna be over the top, man.
I told John, we talked about this. I got an email from June, and he goes, oh, "Cool, so you're signed up?" I'm like, "No."
Come on.
I said, I can't spend $525 for something that I don't know that I'm going to make it to. You know what I mean?
Motivation.
Here's what I am going to do.
On it, Doherty. It'll motivate him.
He's not waiting on him.
It's out of my hands.
I'm with you.
So, but what I am going to do is, no matter what happens, if the wagon is ready, I'm going to show up to Mega Week and just assume that I'm going to get a spot.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
You know what I mean? So I'm going to just act like I'm in when I get there.
Yeah. Yeah, one more car is not going to hurt them at all. I promise.
Yeah.
Well, that's my plan. I'm going to show up. And, here, take this. Here's a credit card.
What is that, like 600-700 cars?
600, yeah.
600.
Crazy part, Matt said last week that they're not sold out yet on the evening race. I figured they would have a problem selling out for the morning stuff, but dude, they hadn't sold out on the evening stuff.
Yeah,
crazy.
I think it has to do with like a lot of the guys that do both. They definitely don't want to lose their race week or their Rocky Mountain.
Yeah,
but because you're going to lose your veteran status on one or the other.
I don't think he'll do that. I think and this is not, he's never told me anything, but in my eyes, anybody that participates this year will get veteran status into whichever event they want for 26. I think I feel like that's the only way you can really do that. I saw Rodney Reeves ask, who do we contact to change car in class? That's just me. You can message me on Facebook. You can message the circuit page, whatever. No, they did not. Not that I know of. I don't think anybody showed up day of. Yeah, Aaron Roberts says first day is always hell. Anyways, we did make a post the other day that we changed. We will only require one pass on day one, simply for that reason. I don't want people to stress, and we want people to get on the road. Like I want you guys to hit route stops during the day. I want you to get to, if you're a camper and you need a shower at Love's Travel Stop, I want you to have time to do that, and then get to Galena, Kansas in the daylight, and then get to Mocan, and we have, we hang out and race and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's going to be so much fun, man. I appreciate y'all letting me come on tonight. I know I've jabbered on.
No.
Hey, can I get one more favor?
Sure.
Can you show that burnout video again? Listen, it's a big deal. The last time that truck did a burnout was on the circuit 2022.
I will show the burnout video. What is the dates and locations for the circuit for anybody who's tuning in with us that doesn't know anything about it? God help them.
Yep, the circuit is April 4th through 6th, Tulsa, Oklahoma on April 4th and 6th, and then April 5th will be at Mocan, which is that Saturday.
Hey, what is the early registration or the early tech deal on the 5th?
It's on the 3rd. It's on that Thursday, the 3rd. I can't wait. I can't wait. Oh, man. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time.
There's nothing cooler than turbo noises.
Dude.
I stand by it.
What's crazy is some burnouts.
Yeah. In that video, you hear as it shifted to second, it completely lost all power and boost.
And then it came right back out.
And then it comes right back in. So luckily the tire was still spinning because they were so there's not much tread on those left. And so I'm going to drive the truck all week. And so they're probably not going to make it to the circuit. So we're going to have freshies on for the circuit. So, and we're not coming back with them.
All right. So everybody come out for the circuit. Before you get to the circuit, watch your drag, drive, repeat, your drag, drive news. Drag, drive, repeats every Wednesday. Drag, drive news every Saturday.
Yep.
So watch your Gearhead Perspective for more drag and drive talk.
we're the less intelligent, less serious side of drag and drive. So
littered with car show talk.
Littered with car show talk that I'm bringing.
And this also breaking news. Daddy needs some turbo stuff. So if you guys need anything Cerakote, get hold of Pickards Performance Coatings.
Yes, now get it now, and overpay whatever he says. If it's 500, give him 7. Listen, he's a small business trying to buy turbo stuff.
That's the turbo stuff. We'll work for
Yes.
turbo stuff.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you. Are you going to put a turbo in the big block? Come on, like an 80?
Right now, it's just going to get the nitrous, but future plans, big O turbo. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be built.
Part of the outro right there.
It's going to be a handle whatever. So.
As soon as he said, "Are you going to put a turbo on that?" I should have just hit the outro and been done.
Dude, that's one thing I want to start doing with this show is like, hey, one more thing. Click.
Our buddy Mike does that when you're on the phone with him. He's like, "Hey, guess what?" And he'll just hang up.
Yep, I like him already.
So,
all right, let's wrap this up, Bo.
I'm gonna do my duty and say it: like, share, and subscribe.
That means you, Griggs. Doherty?
I love everybody.
All right.